Welcome to the Daily Jing for Friday, November 16th. Here's the quote of the day. I put the water in the refrigerator so it doesn't get warm. Anonymous. Ha. Let's go to the schedule. This is the end of the 12th week. I put in some more samples here, sample 3 and sample 4. Let's look at sample 3 for a minute. On a bus adventure. The thing with traveling is that you can't just do I went here and I went there and then I went there and then I went here and so forth and so on. You have to make a point. So here I say, I can't see the point yet. What's this about? It can't just be a report about a bus trip in India. Is there something existential here? Come up with an idea that you want to thread through the essay and explore. Write about how it is affecting you. Question your responses. So, I mean, the idea here, what I think, how a travel essay is effective is if you find a situation in the place that moves you, that transforms you, and you become a new person because of that. You know, that's what you want to write about. You want to write about some change. You don't just want to write about the landscape. You know, that's a report. These essays are about you and how travel changes you, how it transforms you. So, you know, you have to find something in the travel moment that makes a difference in your life. Let's go back to the schedule and to the notes. I'll deal with the other one on Monday. Okay, the new one, 4. But I want to reiterate these notes that I put up the first day of this assignment. There is not so subtle difference between the first familiar essay and the second. In the first, you looked inward, and in the second, you are to look at a place or thing that has meant something to you and changed you in some way. The writer is always present in these two essays. In the first, he or she is writing about self or other, and in the second, the self is in the world and is reflected in the subject under examination. Say you want to write about yourself as a worker at the moment you work in the Gap. In this first familiar essay, you would use the job at the Gap as a stepping off place to explore your experience as a worker throughout your life. Work as a condition, work as something you do, work as something that makes you who you are. You would write about work as it constructs self. You would write about how work across a wide spectrum of jobs and activities. You would ask, who am I when I work? In the second familiar essay, if you wanted to write about work, you would concentrate on the place where you work, the Gap. In this essay, you would show us how your character interacts with all the other individuals that make up the Gap experience and what those interactions meant to you and how they changed you. In this essay, you pull back from the experience as a Gap cashier and see that the store ecosystem as a laboratory, a social scene, a bazaar, and how all those kinds of systems affected you and moved you, and how you relate to it and how you reflect on it. So in this way, you can bring in sources that talk about shopping, modern mall, clerk, customer relationships, the boss, etc. But these research elements always are there to help you talk about the changes that you go through in this place. Change is most important in this essay. Okay? All right. See you on Friday. Have a good weekend. Try to stay warm and out of the slush.